Three Washington Huskies go in the top 20. Two of them go in the top 9, George. We have Michael Penix Jr., which was the most surprising one, at 8 to the Atlanta Falcons, 9 Rome Odunze, wide receiver, to the Chicago Bears, and at 20, offensive lineman Troy Fautanu to the Pittsburgh Steelers. UW builds pro players, and you got another 3 in the top 20 this year.
Yeah, pretty cool for the University of Washington. I thought it was really cool that Penix and Odunze went back-to-back. I saw the Huskies tweet back-to-back like Jordan Pippen 97, 98. Ooh. And I was like, that was a nice tweet by the Washington Husky admin there. So shout out to them. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Good for the program. I think anytime you see your program's name pop up on the screen multiple times, that will only attract people to want to come play, because not only do they see it on the screen, but I know Kalen DeBoer is not there anymore. Now we have Fish, but still you can be like, all right, we're a university that produces pros. You know, last year we had the 9th pick, 10th pick. No, sorry, 8th pick, 9th pick, and 20th pick. And it's just a good selling point for the program.
You're listening to the Sports on Tap Seattle podcast. I'm Sammy, and with me, as always, is my older brother, George.
Your favorite place to be a fan of Seattle sports. Now let's get this party started.
I mean, on top of the fact that, I mean, like UW's entire motto right now on like Twitter is like hashtag like be a pro, and Jed Fish's entire, I guess, like persona thing that he's doing is like come to Washington to be a pro. He's brought in like Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll and a lot of like Jack Del Rio. There's been like 10, 15 NFL coaches. I can't name them off the top of my head that he's brought in to speak to the team already.
Right.
It's not even close to like training time for the season. We're talking about like spring ball, and he's bringing in all these former pro coaches or current pro coaches to talk to the team, because his entire theory is like NFL over NIL, right? Like you're still going to get NIL money at Washington. You're probably not going to get as much as if you were at Michigan or Bama, but we're producing pros, and that's something that's been happening, and that's something that he wants to continue, and it's happening right now. Like you said, it's good for his brand and for recruiting to say, man, that's 3 Huskies in the top 20, and like we're talking about many different positions. We're talking about a quarterback, a wide receiver, an offensive lineman, like, and they have some guys that are on the defense that are going to get drafted at some point in the draft today. So it's a good look for the university and the program.
Yeah, I know. Great look. Couldn't be happier for the guys. Kind of felt a little like disappointed when Penix went 8. Even though I was happy for him, I was hoping he falls to 16 and gives the Seahawks an opportunity to have him. On this channel,
or trade back hella picks for him.
Yeah, I just wanted him to stay. I wanted to root for him forever because I think the guy is just amazing. Odunze, I put a YouTube video on this channel saying he's going to be drafted by the Bears. Like, I've never seen blatantly a team say I'm going to draft a guy at number 9, like more than the Bears did. Like, oh, Caleb Williams throwing balls to Odunze randomly in Chicago, and they were on the same flight together. Weird. Yeah, it just made sense that he was going there. He's going to flourish over there, by the way. I mean, that offense is going to be lethal. And I think, we've seen that before. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Like, when you give a rookie quarterback, a rookie wide receiver, they kind of become friends. They do everything together. They kind of favor throwing the ball to each other. So I think they're going to do great together. I'm happy for both. And Penix, I wonder when Penix is going to play.
You also add really quick before you move off that one. Also adding Keenan Allen to that team where they have a veteran, like it kind of reminds me of the Seahawks situation when you have like a DK and Tyler, and then you also draft Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, you have a wide receiver room that is going to be young and flourish while also having that vet that's going to help Rome Odunze a lot and the quarterback a lot. So like, I just think overall for the Bears situation, Rome is going to flourish because of all those factors.
Yeah, and you know what they say in Chicago, right?
I mean, I know you're going to say something that's not what they say. So,
well, they're going to say Rome wasn't built in a day, but I think the Chicago Bears built their offense in a day.
I knew you weren't going to say something they say in Chicago. I had the guess ready to go. Well, It is exciting. But you were saying something about Penix. I mean, I'm not going to
Yeah.
say too much about Troy Fotnu because he's a good offensive lineman. He's going to the Steelers. We'll see what happens, right? Like, you can't
Yeah.
really. He grew up a Steelers fan, apparently, so it's kind of cool for him. But other than that, the Penix stuff's what's crazy. They signed Kirk Cousins 4 years,
Yeah.
180.
What are they? They're not going to let Penix sit until he's 28.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell the deal is with this.
Yeah, I
And
don't get. Oh, and unless
there's
like,
reports that Kirk is shocked about it.
yeah, unless like, and I don't think this is happening, but they like took a no. There's no way, or he had a setback on his Achilles injury, but no, there's no way. There's so many medicals before they signed him to 100 and was it $20 million contract. They checked his Achilles. I
180,
don't 180.
isn't it?
Sorry, fuck.
100 million guaranteed.
I don't understand this one at all. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if we see Penix on the field this year and probably next year. But like
I
they
don't
must
know.
love, maybe they just love the dude, and they're like, I don't care if it's 2 years down the line. Like we'll have him play 2 years. Like I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's
Weird.
baffling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who have like connections to the organization trying to make sense of it online, but I don't get it. I just don't get it. But I think it's a good situation for him if he can play. They have
Yeah, if you
weapons.
can. I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna be weird. But I guess it's just one of those things where you have an old quarterback and they said, shit, we have to have some security. We've built the rest of the team good enough to we think we can compete sooner than later. And they just did it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna have an explanation until we're about a year in and say, like, oh, because Kirk wasn't ready or something after this, or they wanted to. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I don't know because there's 100 million guaranteed for Kirk. So no matter what the fuck happens, you have to pay him $100 million, and no
Right.
one's gonna trade for Michael Penix like mid-year unless like I don't know. There's a major injury, but it's like, well, why would you draft him with that pick if you're gonna trade him? You're not gonna get a top first
Maybe
round pick.
you talk about smoke screens. Maybe there's the ultimate smoke screen. They're like, motherfuckers, we're going to spend $180 million for Kirk Cousins. You guys don't think we're drafting a quarterback. Smoke screen, drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, genius smokescreen, Atlanta.
Nah, but I think it's dumb. But I'm just saying there's no other explanation. They were literally using the $180 million Kirk Cousins contract as a smoke screen, the
All
worst
right.
smoke screen in history of football.
Breaking news. $180 million smokescreen. The first one ever.
Yeah. Congratulations,
Well,
Falcons. You tricked us all.
congrats. Well, if you guys are also Seahawks fans, check out our page, Seattle on Tap. It's in the link in the description.
Sorry, I know you're about to say something, but
I know you're
on,
you're just gonna make some joke.
no, this is not a
I'm
joke.
waiting for
This
it.
is not. It's really not a joke this time. Jeez, it's kind of a joke, but not a joke. On our Sports on Tap podcast, our football channel at the Sports on Tap here on YouTube, we talked about quarterbacks named Michael, and we could only name 4 quarterbacks in history of football named Michael off the top of our head, right? Mike Glennon, Mike Vick, Mike White, and Michael Penix Jr. The Falcons now have 2 quarterbacks in their history named Mike, most in NFL history.
It is not the most in NFL history, and I'm sorry to say that because I went through the list after we.
Oh, did you really?
Remember, there was like 80. We just didn't know who they were.
Okay, 2 of the first organization in the history of football to draft 2 quarterbacks named Mike in the first round of the NFL draft.
We don't know if that's true, but that's fair.
It sounds pretty good.
Point is, if you want to watch that video, it's in the link in the description too. We have an NFL channel at the Sports on Tap. We have our Seahawks channel at Seattle on Tap, a Mariners channel at Mariners on Tap. They're all linked below in the description. And this sometimes our Husky stuff will be part of our Seattle podcast too. So if you like audio, if you look up Sports on Tap Seattle or Seattle on Tap on podcast networks, you will see all the Seattle stuff. So
perfect.
Congrats to the Mikes that are now in the quarterbacks in the league. George,
absolutely. I got no more jokes
you know what
for
we
you
like
today.
to say. No, it's okay.
Thanks for stopping by.
We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.